Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. Also, my co host here is my husband. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. Today was interesting day. Um, yeah, so we, hung out. Fearless, Kaden, and myself, the three of us, hung out. So, well, it was, we actually went to our friend's house and wished her happy birthday. The woman that I'm speaking of is Joy, Joii. So that is how you spell her name. She's a good friend. She's 36 years old. So, Joy, with both eyes, of course. Happy birthday. If you're watching this, happy birthday. So, anyway, if you're watching this, that means I am live streaming right here from my own house in our own office. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. So I hope that you are subscribing to my channel, Ghosting with Anya, right here on YouTube. On this episode of Ghosting with Anya, we are gonna have a new story. It is called The Caretaker in the Cemetery Office. Something to do with a lot of caretakers that take good care of the cemetery, especially with graves. I don't know, it's their job to make sure the headstones were not graffitied or messed with. No wonder why there's a caretaker who made sure no kids ever messed with the headstones. So, Chris, tell Joy happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Joy. Save me some carrot cake.
Yeah, it's spelled with Joii.
I know, but I want some carrot cake.
Yeah. So,
with extra creamy frosting.
Chris loves carrot cake, and his actual favorite cake is the red velvet, just because of the color of red. Even my friend Fearless, who loves the color of red because it's also his favorite. So anyway, but yeah, we have a new story for you guys tonight. The Caretaker in the Cemetery Office. So I hope that this kind of makes any sense to you all. I mean, I hope it does. And well, anyway, Fearless and I were at Baker's buying some birthday stuff for a friend of us, like of ours. We dropped it off at her place and wished her happy birthday. Then went to lunch. So we actually went to the restaurant called The Special. And yes, that's what it's called. I don't know why, but that's just how the name is. Can you hand me the lens wipe?
Yes.
Thanks. Thank you. Whoops. Okay, sorry about that. My glasses keep getting dirty for no reason. So, yeah. Anyway, we are going to be reading the ghost stories here like any minute because well, Also, well, I gotta get, my glasses clean. So Christopher just said, "You forgot my chicken fried steak and hash browns." Chris, I'm sorry, but you could have joined us for lunch.
I had to work, baby. I had to keep the house afloat with money.
I know. Maybe next time we can all go to. Anyway, but yes. So are clean, so I can, do some reading. So the reason why my hair's wet is because I just got cleaned up for tomorrow. So anyway, if you guys like my book, go to Amazon, type my first name, Anya Smith, Anya. Last name is Smith, and click search on that, and my book will appear right there. So right in front of you. And it's the first novel that's on Amazon. It is called Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1. Hopefully my second one will be on Amazon. So anyway, if you love ghost story books, you're always welcome to read it. And see if you like it, give me thumbs up, let me know. So now we are about to read some stories. All right, guys. Okay, get yourselves something to drink. Sit back, relax. Also, please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. I'm gonna be here every night, so I'm not going away this month, but hopefully, I don't know if we are, but you still want to go to Columbus, Nebraska to see your friends?
Yes, we gotta see Raymond Beavers.
Hopefully, it's going to be sometime this August. It's either this August or September. We might.
Yep.
Just call your friends and see if they want to have a reunion.
Yeah, I know Ray usually. You'll probably want to get some good food. You'll have to meet his husband.
True. So yeah, we might go once we get more information from my husband's friends.
The husband's name is Eric Lopez.
There's Eric Lopez and Raymond Lopez.
Raymond Beavers Lopez.
Yeah, so they're married. Anyway, but yeah, it's either this month or next month. We just have to get some more update. So anyway, also an update. We're not going on a cruise anymore. We are going to Washington, D.C. next summer. And yes, we're going to be there for 1 week, which means I will be taking a week break. I will take a break from my podcast for 1 week and see what's out there. Maybe see some Lincoln Memorial, maybe the White House, and see some paranormal activity, especially at the cemetery. But yes, that's what we're gonna do next summer instead of the cruise. Maybe one day we can afford to go to cruise, but I don't like being on a cruise. I don't like being on a boat. It makes me seasick as well. So that is the reason why. So I'd rather be on the ground. on the main soil. So anyway, enough babbling. Let's just start reading the ghost stories. So please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. And let's get started. We're still on season 6, episode 213, The Caretaker in the Cemetery Office.
Just keep going. Leave it alone. Are you going to take Andy's last name? I don't know. It's Pepper. It is.
Okay. Molly took the office job at Green Hollow Cemetery because it sounded simple, predictable, and quiet in all the ways her life was not. The work was mostly records, phone calls, flower deliveries, payment plans, and helping grieving families navigate paperwork that always arrives at the wrong emotional time. Green Hollow itself spread across a long hill outside town, old enough to contain every style of monument and every era of local sorrow. The office sat in a stone building near the main gate, with one front room for visitors, one back room for files, and a side door leading to the groundskeeper shed. During the day, the place felt solemn, but practical. By evening, once the last grounds crew left and the windows began reflecting only the dim office lamps, it became something else. The first odd thing Molly noticed was that every burial file she put off until tomorrow morning reappeared on her desk in strict priority order by the time she came back from locking the lobby. At first, she blamed the part-time sexton. I know it's a weird name, but it sounds like a town. Part-time sexton, a man named Alan who liked systems almost as much as he liked avoiding conversation. Alan denied touching her desk and looked irritated rather than amused. When she described the sorting, he asked whether the oldest file had been placed on top and whether any ribbon markers had been retied. When Molly said yes, he sighed and told her about Mr. Julian Marks. The longtime caretaker and office manager who ran Green Hollow for 40 years and considered record-keeping a moral obligation because the dead no longer get to correct your spelling. Julian died in the back file room after staying late to finalize interment records before a storm. Staff since then occasionally found plot ledgers updated, map drawers reopened to the right section of funeral flower cards matched with the correct gravesite before morning crews arrived. He can't stand delayed paperwork. Alan says the living grieve badly enough without us, making them come back twice. Molly wanted none of that in her working life, yet the building quickly made non-belief tedious if she misfiled a cremation authorization under the wrong family surname. She'd return to find the folder placed diagonally across her keyboard with the error highlighted in pencil. If she forgot to note a military marker application, the service flag order form would be lying on top of the coffee maker, where no one could miss it. Once, after dismissing an elderly man's question about whether his wife's grave was in the old willow section or the upper one, because the system was running slow, Molly found the cemetery map already unrolled across the counter. At the exact row he needed, she began to resent how useful the haunting was. Help from the dead has a way of making your own laziness feel unusually visible. The first sighting came during a thunderstorm when 2 graveside services had been moved under tents, and every family phone call carried weather in it. Molly was in the back room matching temporary markers to plot cards when the old adding machine on the side shelf started clicking by itself. She looked up and saw in the glass front of the filing cabinet the reflection of a man in a dark vest and shirt sleeves, leaning over her desk with one hand braced against it. He had a narrow face, wire spectacles, and the kind of posture that suggested he'd spent his life apologizing for other people's administrative mistakes while secretly despising the need. He did not look at her. He tapped 2 fingers against a stack of pending floral delivery slips and then pointed toward the side door. Molly opened it and found a courier standing outside in the rain with 6 arrangements, destined for the wrong funeral because the route tags had been swapped. At dispatch, had she delayed another 10 minutes, the families would have seen the mistake at graveside. This is a little creepy, but the previous caretaker had passed away many decades ago, maybe. Pretty much took the matter of his own hands. I think he did the right thing by trying to correct this woman. So, his name was Julian, apparently. He was an amazing caretaker. If I saw him, I would try and ask him if he needed some help, maybe, or finding some peace, or just honor his advice or whatever, that sort of thing. I probably would have. I mean, Chris and I are actually gonna go to the graveside in a graveyard. I mean, like the cemetery, see if we can like pay our respects to all the spirits, especially with President Lincoln's ghost, George Washington's ghost. I mean, a lot of people died in that place, I guess.
And we're also going to see changing of the guards at
Exactly.
where the Marines guard the unknown soldier.
You mean the spirits?
Yeah, but they have a tomb. It's called the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And they have a ceremony where the Marines do a changing of the guards. That's a beautiful ceremony to watch.
I would definitely want to go see it. So, yes, we are going to go and see how they did it. Because the unknown soldier never had a proper ceremonial burial, especially with his gravestone, like literally. They didn't give him the actual mark, like the graved on his headstone.
Nope.
Nobody knew who he was, so nobody gave him a proper headstone with engraved, like the day he was born, how he lived, and how he survived, and how he died, like the year he died. So I would love to see that. I would want to respect those guards. So I would want to see the spirit of a soldier. Maybe I could help him if he like ever gave me his name, and maybe we can, I don't know, find out more about this unknown soldier. I mean, he must have died over a few hundred years ago, but I still want to find out. Literally. Anyway, back to the story. After that, Julian Marks stopped being a story and became, in the office's own stubborn way, a colleague. He never appeared for comfort. He appeared for sequence. If weather was moving in the mausoleum, access ledger would be found already open to the page she needed. If a family name had been quietly misspelled on an old stone correction order, the relevant invoice would slide half out of its file before she closed the drawer. He also had opinions. One day, Molly referred to a pauper's burial section as the countryside in front of a vendor, and later found the phrase crossed out on 3 forms with a note. Everyone here has a name. Use it. She felt appropriately ashamed. The haunting, she realized, wasn't simply about keeping records tidy. It was about refusing the secondary dignities. Bureaucracy likes to attach to grief, poverty, and old neglect. What changed Molly permanently was the child. A family came in one bitter afternoon needing help locating a baby's burial from the 1940s that no existing staff member could find in the modern index because names had been omitted from several infant records in those years. The grandmother knew only the month and that there had once been a lamb marker near the cedar path. Molly searched every database field and found nothing. After the family left in quiet disappointment, she sat in the back room furious and at the old systems and everyone who had accepted them. The adding machine clicked once. Then the map drawer for section C rolled open by itself. Inside, tucked beneath a fold-out grounds diagram, was an older hand-drawn infant register. No one had digitized because it had been miscatalogued as irrigation notes. Pencil crosses, little lamb sketches, and tiny initials filed the margin. At the bottom of one page, Julian had written in blue ink decades earlier, "They counted the adults. I counted the children." Molly cried over the map before she ever called the family back. That is so sad how a child somehow maybe had passed away without being named, I guess. I probably would be sad. If it was, let's say, our own family members, and if we are like lost anyone, like say my sister's baby or my sister-in-law's both kids. I mean, one of them is 2 years old right now, and the other one is like about 6 months old now, I think.
Yes.
Elizabeth is like 6 months old. Yeah, so
Cool.
Elizabeth is about 6 months old now. So, but yes, if we ever lost any of those kids and we had to bury them, like if they passed away without being named, we would still be like, I don't know, in a lot of pain. So, but my biological sister has a baby, and her baby's name was Eva. So, baby Eva. And I love that name. And my sister-in-law's second child, his name is Elizabeth. So, but yeah. But we would never let anything bad happen to the kids. We love them too much. We want to make sure they stay alive and healthy so they can live a happy, long, healthy life, grow up to be an amazing people. So, would you ever let anything bad happen to our niece and nephew?
No.
Would you make sure they stay alive?
Yes.
That's a good thing. But so yes, we would make sure our niece and nephew would stay alive, and we would make sure we would protect those kids, like from anything. Even if it's also the parents' also job to protect them. I mean, my mom almost dropped me when she had me like 38 years ago. So she almost dropped me. I maybe almost passed away, but I'm still here, alive, and living my best life. But anyway, let's get back to the story. The discovery changed Green Hollow's practices. Molly, with Alan's help and Julian's invisible pressure, began a side project to restore names to unnamed infant, indigent, and emergency weather burials buried in the old records. It was slow and funded badly, which meant it was exactly the sort of work a haunting might choose. Julian's assistance sharpened whenever the task touched neglected dead. Misboxed ledgers resurfaced burial permits thought water damaged appeared pressed flat under blotters. I don't know, it's a weird name. Blotters. I don't know, it's freaky, so bear with me, guys. I hope this story makes any sense to you guys. I hope it does. Once, after a board member suggested the restoration work had a limited donor appeal, every office pencil cup tipped over simultaneously, and an old framed cemetery charter fell from the wall open to a clause about perpetual care and equal record. Alan laughed for a full minute and then left the mess for the board member to clean. By spring, Green Hollow had restored over 200 omitted names to internal maps and memorial records, with more to come. Families arrived with questions and left with exact rows marker histories, or at least the dignity of being told someone had finally bothered to look correctly. Molly now keeps Julian's old brass ruler on her desk, though no one remembers when it first appeared there. Some evenings, especially before rain, she still sees his reflection in the cabinet, glass checking the day's stacks. She no longer minds. Cemeteries, after all, are full of unfinished conversations. The office at Green Hollow simply has one dead man still making sure the paperwork doesn't make them worse. Wow. That was interesting. So, at least now that Molly knows what really happened at the cemetery. So, Julian Marks was a legend of being a caretaker of the cemetery. So, he loved his job. He did it well, and he made sure the names were there in the systems, especially on the marked graves, like the headstones. So, I mean, if I were him, I would probably do exact same thing that he did when he was alive. So he died while working unexpectedly. So anyway, what did you guys think of the story? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it sad or happy?
A good story.
He thought it was good. So I think it was interesting and also good, but it literally broke my heart. When those infants had passed away, even I don't even have the words for that. So anyway, now that the story is done, we are going for the questions with answers. So, but anyway, we have about 10 questions and 10 answers. So, you're always welcome to join me right here on live stream. And, with the conversation. You guys are always welcome to. So, anyway, let's get started. Would you have stayed at the cemetery office after the first file corrections? I totally would, yes. I would investigate and see how that goes. Maybe I can get some answers from the dead. Like, how can I help Julian Marks find his peace, and how I can help him fixing the names of the kids on the systems, like on the computer or something. I probably would, but I'm not even sure if I'm actually going to do that now, but you know. Anyway, would you guys ever stay at the cemetery? You know, yeah, see what is out there? I probably would, yes. Let's go to number 2. Do you think Julian stayed for the records, the families, or the forgotten dead? I think it was the forgotten dead and for the families. It's all he was trying to like fix what was malfunction, I guess, with the names of the infants. He was doing his job and he loved it. So even as a spirit, he would continue working as the caretaker. So anyway, I think he stayed because of the forgotten spirits and the families, especially the truth and the records. I think it's all the above. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you think that Julian stayed because of the records, the families, or the forgotten dead. Let me know what you guys think. Let's go to number 3. Why do cemeteries and cemetery offices make such powerful haunting settings? I think it's probably, the reason why it becomes such powerful haunting is because spirits go to the place where it happened. They have a history, and it's the only place they know. That's where they keep the energy, I guess. Same question. Why do cemeteries and cemetery offices make such powerful haunting settings?
Because that's where they can get people at the calmest or something.
They're trying to make sure spirits get whatever they need. I mean, the caretaker named Julian, he loved doing his job, and he's there because he wants to make sure everything was taken good care of. Like, I don't know, fixing what was malfunctioning with the system, I guess. I mean, he's been doing that job for like 40 years until he died. So he took that job seriously, but he loved it. But he can also finish his job even as a ghost. Well, there's a lot of memories that, he had good energy, good memories, and he took everything seriously. He hated what happened to him. He hated when the paperwork was not being finished or something. So, but he liked putting every name in that system, especially when there are children, like infants, like say, I don't know, a few months old infant, perhaps, maybe like a 3-month-old baby or a year-old infant, something like that, or 6 months old. You never know. Some babies passed away from infancy. Just They only lived for a few months, and then somehow they have passed away unexpectedly and too early. That is very sad, in a very tragic way. So, I mean, when you die, you leave your energy, and somehow it doesn't leave by itself. It stays where it happened. I don't know. They're in denial. They don't know that they're dead, and they don't know how to move on. So, Julian stayed at the cemetery even as a ghost by helping Molly correct those systems, especially with names and all the filings, like people's names and the families' names, like surname or whatever. He was just trying to correct her, but he was trying to help her. So, yes, I think so. I mean, it does make a haunting. At least now Molly accepts help from Julian. So if I were Molly, I would definitely take the advice from a dead guy. Literally. Like Julian Marks, the former caretaker who died decades ago. But yes. Okay, let's go to number 4. We're almost done here. What was more unsettling, the reflection in the cabinet or the map drawer opening by itself? I think seeing his reflection and seeing the map drawer opening by itself, it's both. So if I saw a drawer opening by itself, I would not be scared. I would not flinch. I would not run away like a little scared child. I would stay still, be calm, be brave. That's what I would do. And see the spirit of the caretaker. So I definitely think that it was seeing his reflection. Let's go to number 5. Okay, guys, we have about 5 questions left before I sign off. I really need to finish working on my second novel, so I hope so. Was Molly right to take on the infant name restoration work? Yes. I think she definitely took the advice from a dead guy to put the names back into the system, especially the restoration, especially with files. Lots of families, certain names in the files, see the pictures and what really happened, how they died. So, yes, I think Molly did the right thing. Do you guys think Molly did the right thing by taking Julian Marks's advice with the restoration of children's names? Let me know in the comments if you think it was a good thing that she did. Okay, let's go to number 6. What do you make of the line, "They counted the adults, I counted the children"? I think it makes like Julian counted the names of the kids who have passed away that he loved taking. Well, he said that other caretakers counted the names of the parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, and he took the names of the kids who died, like days before the parents did or months before the parents passed away. So he took the names of the kids because it was part of his job, but he felt sad and felt like he was a part of it too when it happened, but it just makes maybe some sense, but do you guys think this story makes any sense? Or the question, is it hard enough or is it easy to answer? Let me know in the comments if you think that they counted the adults, I counted the children. The phrase. Let me know what you guys think. Let's go to number 7. Can record keeping become a moral haunting? Yes, it can. I mean, Julian had the morals because he deeply cared about these kids and other adults, of course. He cared about every child that passed away was buried in that cemetery. So he made sure they had a proper burial, that sort of thing. He made sure all these infant children had their names engraved on their headstones, what their ages were, and the day they were born, and the day they died, of what they died. So, like, the inscription would probably say, like, any name, like, say it was Emily, age 6 months old, died of infancy or something like that in the year 1905 or something. But, so, like, she was born perhaps in the year 1905, maybe, like, say any month, like she was born perhaps maybe April 13th of 1905, and then 6 months later she passes away, like, say maybe about August or something, perhaps. Maybe, like, say Emily died of infancy in August of 1905, like, say August 15th or something like that. This is just an example, but not really. It didn't really happen. So this is just a random name that I can come up with, or I don't know. This story is actually related to real life events, but I'm just naming random names or whatever, random dates, the day they were born and the day they died, especially of their ages. So anyway, my answer is gonna be a yes, with the record keeping become a moral haunting. My answer is yes. Okay, let's go to number 8. Would you want a dead caretaker supervising your paperwork? Of course I would, yes. 1000%. And I would take his advice if he ever told me about my job, how to correct it very well, how to improve it. I would definitely take the advice. All right, guys, let's go to number 9. How is this story connected to dignity rather than fear? That's a good question. Well, this story is connected to the real Julian Marks, who was the caretaker at the Green Hollow Cemetery in a town called Green Hollow. I don't know if it actually does exist. I mean, dignity is like, I'm not sure what dignity actually would be like. Okay, question for you. How is this story connected to dignity rather than fear?
Because they're trying to keep their dignity intact.
Their, like, expression?
Yes.
Emotions, perhaps. They have to keep their emotions very emotional, like in check, perhaps. Fear is like part of our survival. If you fear of what is to come and you can't stop it, you're going to have to deal with it somehow, or try and figure out a way to avoid that. So I think that's what it is. It's connected to a lot of emotions. I've got a lot of emotions. I have tons. But I keep in check. I am trying to control it, but sometimes I cannot. I just lash out because I get irritated, overwhelmed, stressed out, pissed off because people literally just decided to piss me off on purpose. But I am trying to keep my emotions in check. I am trying to control them, like literally. So that's how it is. That's how the stories are. They're connected to their emotions. A lot of people have emotions. I've got them too. And it's all a part of us. These emotions are all a part of us, and it makes us who we are, literally, especially on the inside and on the outside. It depends, but it keeps us the way we are. It makes us who we are, not what we are. It keeps us who we are, totally human. But yes, okay. Last question before I sign off. If a ghost kept insisting that every name mattered, how would you honor that? That's a good question. I probably honor by making sure every name of the child and adult had their headstones engraved. You have to count them somehow. You have to make sure everything was taken care of, like right away. Same question for you. If a ghost kept insisting that every name mattered, how would you honor that?
By preserving their memory.
By giving them good memories, yes. By remembering what they used to look like, how they sounded, what they did. Just imagine what they were like when they were still on Earth, what they did in the past, what they wanted to do when they were living their final moments. So, that's how we would honor them, by helping other families with the grief and make sure the names mattered the most. Give them proper burial. Pray for them. Pay our respects. That's how we would honor them. Respect. And make sure they were not forgotten. We have to remember them the way they were. So, yes. Anyway. But yes. So, anyway, would you ever honor the dead with respect?
Yes.
Imagine what they used to look like when they were alive.
Yes.
Healthy as a horse, doing a good deed.
Yes.
I definitely would do the same. Okay, guys, we are out of time. I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and thank you for listening to my podcast. Next time on Ghosting with Anya, we'll be doing episode 214. It is called The Waitress in the Hotel Lounge. This is a new one, so I hope that this makes any sense to you. So if you like this show, please give me thumbs up, give me some hearts and smiley face. Please leave me comments down below right here on live stream. And please support this channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here on Ghosting with Anya. So please click like, share, and subscribe, and see you on my next episode. The Waitress in the Hotel Lounge, episode 214. Good night, everyone, and may God bless you. And stay safe. Bye. Stay spooky as well. Have fun.